Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Master's Table. So glad you joined us today.
Here we are again.
We're glad. I'm Tina Cleveland, your co-host. This is Frankie. He's going to have a great dish for you today. I think you're going to love it. So,
Yep, this is going to be another good one. This is going to be another good one. I was over here peeling this garlic, thinking about what we're getting ready to do. This is a classic. This is something that I think everybody loves. One of my main things that people ask me about is soups, and this is a cheddar broccoli soup that we're doing today. Yeah, well, broccoli cheddar broccoli soup with cheese in it. We call it whatever but this is very simple, but we got certain places we like to go out and eat this, and I'm gonna show you how you can make it better at home today with just a few ingredients. We got some fresh broccoli. You can use a fresh or frozen, whatever you like. I got it roughly chopped, or we got some larger pieces and small. I mean, I like the big chunks of broccoli in mine, but you know, if you don't like it that way, you can cut it smaller. We got onion, we got some flour, half and half, some chicken stock. I mean, we got to have cheese and butter. Butter makes everything
bigger.
No, it don't make everything bigger, Tina. It makes it better. It makes everything. It can make you bigger if you eat too much of it, but butter makes everything better. But this comes together real quick. I think you'll enjoy this dish today. Very simple. You know, I think this will probably become part of your rotation. So just hang with us. We'll be right back at the Master's Table. You know, we're going to be heating up the pot. We'll see you in a minute. Well, here we are. We're back again. Here we are. We are back. We are back, and we are ready to show you how to put this soup together. I think I've got everything we need right here. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if you know what you're doing today, Miss Cleveland. We're gonna start.
I already tell you that.
I know. I already cut this on. I was trying to bring this up to temperature. So we'll. I told you a while ago, butter makes everything better. It don't make everything bigger always. This is a half a stick. That might be a little bit over a half a stick. We're gonna let that melt down. And we're gonna go ahead and make us up a little bit of a roux base, maybe. We're gonna let that butter, we're gonna let it coat real good. Cut that down to medium for me. We're gonna let that melt. That melts. That's what I like about these Dutch ovens. These thick pans. Here, let me get you a wooden one here. You're gonna need this flat one to move that with, because we're fixing to make like a semi-roux right here. We're making our base for our soup.
Butter smells good just cooking.
I told you that butter, that's good stuff. And it's good to add a little butter, even if you're cooking with olive oil. Add a little bit of butter. It makes it that burn point raised just a little bit. But once you get that melted down, what we're gonna do? This is about a quarter of a cup. And I guess it's according to how big a pot the soup. But I think this right here probably makes about 8 or 10 servings. I'm thinking. I didn't really measure it out as far as how much, but I think I'm like a pretty good sized pot. So we're gonna start with a quarter, and I'm gonna put it a little bit at a time. Now, just like you're doing right there, I want you to keep that moving. We're gonna keep that moving because you don't want to add it too fast, and so it clumps up so much. But you don't want it to burn either. So that's the reason why it's so important. If you're doing this by yourself, and I thank God every day for Tina.
It's important to have a stir.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Tina said, I don't do nothing but stand there and stir, but it's very important. She's either stirring or I got her chopping. I don't let her cook too much. I'm just kidding. See, you're doing the dish today. I'm just pouring the ingredients in. But it's important to keep this moving. So what you want to do, if you're right-handed, keep that right hand going and keep dumping a little bit with your left hand. So what we're going to do, I'm going to add a little more. I just want you to keep that. Just keep it. Let's go ahead and do that. Just mix it all up. This is just like making a roux. This is all we're making a base for this soup. And we'll see if we got enough. I think it'll be just right. But we'll let that cook down. But just keep that, because that'll burn. That'll stick real fast.
Sure will.
You got to keep that hand moving. That's the whole key to making any kind of roux. You know, if we're getting ready to make some like real authentic gumbo, you would do that probably 15, 20 minutes. We would not only get that brown, but we would bring that to almost a dark chocolate color to make a real gumbo base. So. But anyway, we're not going for that today. We're just trying to make a base for this soup. And as Tina's got that going right there, we're gonna go ahead and add these onions.
I didn't even know what a roux was until you started doing this.
A roux?
A roux. I had no idea.
It's a roux. Well, you know, a roux, I mean, it's just like making a base for you know, your gravy or anything, you always start with butter or oil. A matter of fact, you know, most roux, you know, a lot of people would start with oil. They wouldn't even, they would put butter and oil to make their roux. And I'm making a mess with these onions. I'm trying not to drop them, and I'm dropping them everywhere. But we're gonna let those, we're gonna soften those just a little bit. And this is gonna cook. This is gonna cook down. We wanna get those pretty clear. So just keep moving those around. If you need to bring your heat back up just a touch, you can. I've kind of let my onions invade my broccoli right here. And this is like I say, this is very easy. Prep time ahead of, I mean, if you lay this out, it's like I always tell you, if you'll lay this out, this comes together so easy and so fast. I mean, you can lay your ingredients and lay your recipe right here in front of you and just follow and do the steps and have it laid out in the steps and stages that it goes, and it just comes to, I mean, it just, that quick is done.
Yeah, because I don't know how many times when I have cooked something and I didn't do that, and I got to a point to where I needed something and didn't have it, I couldn't even cook. I had to stop and go to the store.
Yeah.
So have it all laid out. Make sure you got all your ingredients before you start doing anything.
This is what makes it easy. Once you lay it out and you got everything in front of you, it just comes together. Now, I want to go ahead and just a little. I'm not going to add a whole lot of seasoning to this. I want to put just a little bit of AP in there, or all-purpose. This is just garlic. I tell you all the time, garlic, black pepper. A little bit low sodium, a little bit of salt, onion powder, all the good stuff's in there.
And you can get that at masterstable.shop.
Yep, you can pick that up. You can contact us, and we'll be glad to get you some.
And a T-shirt.
Yeah, we got T-shirts. Yeah, we got. Look here, we got a lemon pepper. We got a few products that's available for you. You can go find them at our masterstable.shop, or you can reach out to us. You can email me or give us a call, and we'll be glad to get that to you. Now, as you got that going, Miss Cleveland, we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit. You can either use, I like the beef base, but you can use the vegetable, you can use the chicken or the beef, but I like this has already got a lot of flavor, but I want to give this is probably 3/4 of a good teaspoon. We're going to add just a little bit of base to it. And I like this kind. You can pick this up at your local grocery store, your big box store. Rate that off of there for me, Tina. You can pick this. I like this one because it's low sodium. I like the low sodium. I try to stay away from as much salt and not put much salt in there. So that way at the end that you can always add as much salt as you want to. So once we let that kind of melt down and pair and come together, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Like I said, this is very easy. A lot of fun in the kitchen doing this, and it's melting down. And I know it comes like a paste, but once we start adding and deglazing the pan, it's gonna really thicken up, and this is gonna come together really, really, really fast. So
Smells good.
it looks good. I could just about spread that on some bread and make a sandwich out of that, Miss Cleveland. That's good stuff right there. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead. That's melted down pretty good. All right, this is 2 cups of half and half. You can use, I mean, if you want to use milk, you can use regular milk. You can use heavy cream, but I like half and half. So we're gonna add 2 cups of half and half.
You hear that?
Is that your stomach growling?
No,
Or is that
I
the
thought it
pan?
was fixing to blow up.
I thought that was your stomach growling. I heard.
No.
So you saying that's the pan?
It was. When you poured that in
and
there.
what you may want to do, yeah, you got it up pretty good heat. You may want to turn it up just a little bit. May want to turn that up just a little bit more. We want to bring that on up, and then we're going. Once you kind of heat that and that mixes, then we're going to add some chicken broth. And that's the reason why I said a while ago I like to put a little bit of beef or vegetable base in it, because we're going to add the chicken broth or the chicken stock. And this is just the regular, the box chicken broth. You can pick this. Y'all know you can pick this up any brand, anywhere you want. And sometimes I like to buy the chicken base and make my own. Sometimes you can make it a little bit more flavorful because you can add a little bit more of the chicken, the base in there into the water. So that's looking pretty good already, Miss Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Kind of getting creamy already, ain't it?
Yep.
Yep, it's getting creamy. So all right, so now that's mixed pretty good. We're gonna add, this is 2 cups. Actually, this is just a little over the 2. This is about 2, maybe 2 1/4 cups. But I think the recipe calls for 2 cups. But the more the merrier, right? It's not enough to mess up what we're trying to do. So that's the chicken stock. And what we want to do, we want to bring this on and let this really come up to a good temperature, heat-wise. We want to bring this almost to a boil. And then when we add our rest of our ingredients, then we'll bring the temperature down just a little bit. But this right here pairs good with some good fresh saltine crackers. I like, and Tina would probably make her some cornbread to go with it, or
I am a cornbread child.
you could probably a big old cat head biscuit. You know, we need to do some cat head biscuits sometime.
Yep.
Everybody don't know how to make biscuits, and I make them good sometimes, and sometimes I make them hard, but I sure do like them. I like them a lot. I like cat head biscuits. Most people don't even know what cat head biscuits are. They say, what is that? I'm gonna show you one of these days on air. That's a big clove. I'm gonna put a small clove, just a little bit of garlic. That's not a lot. Let me rake that off and I'll let you have that right back. Just a little bit of the fresh garlic. I love fresh garlic. I got to keep it laying around. I put it in everything, so.
Don't forget the bread.
Yeah, I got the bread. Yeah, we'll cut out a bowl here in just a minute.
I'm all about the bread.
We're gonna plate this up here in just a minute. But that's we want to bring, like I say, we want to bring that up almost to a boil, and then we're gonna add our carrots and broccoli, and we'll see how much broccoli we want to add. I probably got a couple of, probably two. I don't know. It's maybe 2.5. I mean, you can put as much as 3 cups in there. It's just according to how much broccoli you like in it. But we'll see with our base that we have right there. We'll see how much broccoli we want to add in it, and we got about a half a cup. Yes, about half, 3/4 of a cup of carrots. And this is very optional. Some people don't like the carrots in it, but we're gonna put just a few. You like the carrots in it?
No.
You don't like carrots? No. I'm gonna put all of them in there then.
No.
No, we're gonna put a little bit, just because the recipe I got it calls for a little bit of carrot.
As long as it's not a lot, as long as they're shredded like that.
Yeah, they're shredded. They're not big hunks of carrots like we'd put in vegetable soup or something.
Yeah.
But you know, that's another good idea. Some good homemade vegetable soup. Maybe when the weather cools off a little bit, we'll start getting into some more hearty soups like that. So let's go ahead and add. Let's sprinkle about half of that and see how much that might be right there. Maybe, I don't know. I think we could stand a little bit more.
Ooh, I just thought of something you need to make.
What we need to make?
It made me looking at the oyster soup.
Yeah, oyster stew.
Oyster and salmon stew.
Yeah, salmon stew. Salmon patties. Yep. I don't know who we talking to. I don't know who's watching this show, but I'm telling you right now, we getting down south right now.
Yep.
We talking about oyster stew and salmon patties and crackling cornbread and black-eyed peas, and come on, talk to me.
Fried cornbread with onions in it.
Oh my. Hot water cornbread. That's some good stuff.
Feels like it might be sticking a little bit.
Just keep it moving, Now, what you may want to do, you want to reduce that if it's still if you're stirring it that much and just reduce your heat down just a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead, because we want this broccoli to cook just a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and add. That's probably. I didn't measure this out. That was probably 3/4 of a cup. Now that'll probably get us up to about 1.25 cups. We're gonna let that.
I think this is gonna be good.
I know it's gonna be good. Oh, it is. We're gonna let that just kind of marry together right there. The base looks good. I think it's gonna be good when we start adding this cheddar cheese in it. I think we need just a little bit more broccoli though. I don't know how much I had cut up right here, but we're gonna go ahead and do this right here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Let you just keep on mixing that and let that set just for a second. Let that come to a boil. I want that to come to a boil, and then we're gonna reduce that heat down just a little bit. And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this cheese here in just a second. I'm gonna go ahead. I wanna wipe this down. I'm gonna go ahead, and while we're waiting on that to come to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and cut just a little bit of this parsley, just for a little garnish when we get finished to go on top. We wanna make it pretty. Make it pretty, just like you, Miss Cleveland. We're gonna top it off good.
Brownie points.
Yeah, that's right. I got to get a plug whenever I can, right? So we've added our carrots and our broccoli and our beef base, and I'll set this over here to the side. And I don't know if I don't know if I told you or not. I can't remember. I don't know how good I went through the recipe list, but I didn't use but a half an onion in this. But if you like a more onion, you can add as much onion as you like in that.
That really don't look like a whole lot of broccoli, actually. Do you think?
Let me see. I don't know. I mean, it's for the amount of soup. I think it's pretty good. That was probably 2 cups. You want some more in it? Okay. All right. I was gonna say I'll cut you up some more.
It don't look like a
I take instructions very well from Miss Cleveland. So if she thinks it needs some more, we'll put some more.
I think it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to just fill it all the way completely, because it is a cheddar broccoli. So we want to make sure that the cheese it'll all come together because it'll sustain, it'll suspend it, I guess, all throughout it when we start adding this cheese. So see, that's about to come up to a boil, and that's exactly what I want it to do. So once we keep moving that a little bit, make sure it don't stick in the middle right there because all that heat's right there in the middle of the pan.
It's not.
And you know what I was just thinking about? God is good, ain't he? Mm-hmm. He is good all the time. And I want to share this while Tina's stirring this because I had someone tell me, they said, preacher said, I got to disagree with something you said because you always talking about God is good and God is good all the time. And they said, although I do agree that God is good, said I want to clarify something, that fried chicken is good and God is great.
That's
so
right.
I was like, well, I may have to change my theology about that. And they said,
Yep.
they were just laughing about it, said that fried chicken was good and God is great. And that
Yep.
is so true, ain't it?
Yep.
God is great. He's been so good to us.
Yep.
He gave us the ability to make some cheddar broccoli soup today. Amen.
Gave you the ability.
Well, you're the one making it.
Gave me the ability to stir.
You stir. Tina's the stirrer. Does that mean you're the pot stirrer?
And critique.
Are you the pot stirrer?
I'm the pot stirrer, baby.
Lord help us.
Not
Lord
really.
help us. No,
Not
she's
really.
not.
That's an
funny.
inside joke. Somebody out there, if you see that, you're going to know we talking about you. And she'll tell
Pot
you.
stirrer. That is funny. What I'm going to do while you might ask, we're almost ready to add that cheese to that, but what I want to do is show y'all we're going to do this up right
This is
today.
what makes it good right here.
Tina loves the bread. You are a bread person, ain't you,
I
Miss
am.
Cleveland? I know you are. She loves bread. I like bread too, but I like the main ingredient better than I do the bread. So what we're gonna do? Let's see if I can get this open without destroying the whole bag. Yeah. We're gonna have some bread bowls today. And I don't know who's going to be the first one in this kitchen getting after this stuff when we get done, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to be fighting over them 4 pieces of bread right there, because I know how good this soup is. So we're going to see who winds up with a bread bowl. We might have a WWE SmackDown match in here in a little bit over this bread. But what I like to do, instead of plating this up in a regular bowl, we're going to cut this. While you got that going, Miss Cleveland, I'll show you, everybody at home, this is what I like to do.
You'll make it look pretty.
Me and Miss Marley would eat this up. Our little granddaughter at home. Yeah, she's at home laying looking out the window waiting on us to get home. Miss Marley, I know what she's doing. So what we'll do is take the middle out, and I'll take a little bit of that bottom out, because I want to make sure we can get enough soup in here. So don't be looking at my
Go
bread.
through the bottom. All right, you may turn this down since it's boiling.
You can turn it down on about medium, because we just start adding the cheese. I was just trying to do this and what we'll do is cut this right here so that white's not so thick. And then we're going to have this to go with the soup. Look at there. This right here will be good in the soup, to dip in the soup. So we'll slide this over to the side. I'm going to start. And what does it do? Just keep on stirring. And we're going, this is probably, I think this calls, what did I put on here today? I think this calls for about, it says 8 to 12 ounces of shredded cheese. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I put a whole lot more cheese than 8 or 12. I like a lot of cheese. And that's what I like to tell you. I like to remind you about our recipes. Use them as a guide. Use them as a guide. You can go right by this recipe and you can make exactly what we make today. But if to make it your own recipe and make it the way you like it, you may want to change. You may want to leave the carrots out. You may want to add a little more onion. You may want to add the carrots and no onions. You fix it the way you like it. But this right here this is going to be the magic right here. We just start adding this cheese slowly. We're just going to keep sprinkling, and I want you to keep on stirring, because we don't want this to clump up too bad. But it'll melt. I mean, that's a good thick pot of soup. And like I say, as we keep adding this, you may have to, I know you think you need to turn it down, you may have to cut it back up, because this cheese will cool your pot down. But and I've got plenty more of this. This is probably,
See, it's still boiling.
this is probably 16 ounces. That's the reason why I got you stirred. You are the stirrer, Miss Cleveland.
That's it.
You're going to keep it moving.
Yep.
She's going to put a knot upside my head when we leave today, probably. Nah, she won't. But she does give me that look every once in a while. She's got that one. I don't know if she can do it now. I don't know if I can.
I can't do it on demand.
Y'all know how The Rock will raise his eyebrow up. She'll look at me like that, so I know when I'm getting in trouble. Is that right? Mm-mm. Yeah, it is too. You know it is. She looked at me like that a while ago off air. I think she was getting ready to chunk something at me.
I don't do that.
Funny.
That's a waste of time.
I know. I'm just aggravating you. There ain't nothing wrong with laughing.
Be happy.
And then that's one thing I can say. Let me give you this pro tip. Let me give you a pro marriage tip.
Uh-oh.
People ask us, said, how in the world y'all make it for 30 years? And I said, Lord, have mercy. Those pain, forsaken, hard. I'm just kidding. That ain't been no hard years. I said the way we made it for 30 years is we've laughed for 30 years. Have we not?
Yep.
We have laughed.
At you.
Yeah, mostly at me. Yeah, and about me. But we have laughed for 30 years. That is truly the key of a relationship and the key of a long, happy marriage is to laugh and do everything together. We do everything together.
We've never went to bed mad.
No, I tell people.
Why?
And well, let me say this. That's one of the tips. When I counsel young people, and they think I'm kidding, but I tell them, I said, never go to sleep when you're mad at one another. And this is what I tell them. I said, I've never went to bed at night and went to sleep mad at Miss Cleveland, but I have had to stay up all night. So for whatever that's worth. So.
Or go in another room.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, we don't get.
Marriage is what you make it.
In 30 years, and being all honest with you, I'm just as serious as I can be right now. Probably on one hand, I could use that many fingers and tell you how many times we've actually had a real disagreement about something.
Yeah, not much.
And it ain't been much. It's because I'm always right. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. We leave that alone. But no, laughter is good. Matter of fact, the scripture said in Proverbs tells us that a merry heart do good like medicine, and it does us good to laugh and enjoy the time we have together.
Yep. Life is short.
It's too short. It's too short to be unhappy. I'm gonna trim this just a little bit more on that side right there. Get that one little piece that's bothering me right there. It's getting on my nerves. Now, this is ready right here. So I want to add just a little bit of.
It is looking good.
Don't that look good? That looks really good, Miss Cleveland. You done a good job on this soup today.
This is so easy.
It is easy, and it's good. This is probably. I think Taylor said she liked this, and maybe the next time we do a soup, if I can remember. We done a while back. We done a couple of soups, and I think next soup we'll probably do maybe a homemade potato soup. Mm-hmm. We'll do a potato soup, or maybe, like I said, you got me thinking about a vegetable soup. So we may do a vegetable soup coming up pretty soon, in potato soup. We might just do a soup show again, because these are pretty simple. I mean, as simple as this is, you could have a couple of pots and doing a couple of soups at the same time if you wanted to. And this heats up real good. This freezes good. This is good. This is really good to have, to come home and pop it in the microwave. I've been in some of the local box stores and get the big quarts, and I love that, because when I'm in a hurry, I can just pop it in the microwave. But ain't nothing no better than having your own soup that you made, and you know all the ingredients in it. And this, I'm telling you right now, y'all might not get none of that. I might hide this pot.
Will.
I might hide this pot.
I don't think so.
Well, we're gonna let this simmer just for a few more minutes. I know we're getting ready to go to a break here shortly, but this probably could cook. I don't know. You could let this simmer, another 5 minutes or so. I mean, really, the broccoli and stuff.
It's kind of done.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say. The only thing you want that to do is soften up a little bit.
Yeah.
So just hang with us. Just stay with us just for a few more minutes, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna bowl this up in this bowl right here.
Don't go away.
Be right back.
All right, welcome back. And the broccoli cheddar cheese soup is finished.
Oh man,
This is probably one of the easiest dishes we've ever done. I could do this and not mess it up probably. So it's really, it looks like it's gonna be really good.
That is the reason why we stage all this stuff out.
Yeah.
So it's drop and go. You have all your ingredients and you follow exactly along with what the recipe says. And this is so easy to make. And look at that. That is thick. That's got. I mean, I think that's about right with a broccoli. I don't use talking about adding a little more. I mean, you could.
Yeah.
But I think it turned out just perfect. Now, what we done today, and I do want to put that on. I tell you what, I'm gonna set that in a bowl. That's what I want to do right here, just so I don't drop it. Look, I'm gonna set my bread bowl in a bowl. What about that?
Oh, you got to look a certain way.
I know. We got to make it look good. We got to make it look good. I know it's gonna taste good, so we're gonna. Here it is.
Now that looks good.
Don't that look good? Look at there. Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my. That is some more good right there, Tina Cleveland. Now, what we're gonna do? Let me see. I got some right here somewhere. Oh, I done it a while ago. I done covered up. I got a little bit of I got a little bit of garnish for that, look here. And you could even add you a little bit more cheese on top of this. And this right here would be,
You could put bacon bits on it.
you could put bacon bits, you could add, I mean, you could add anything. Look, I'm gonna even put it with a little bit of that cracked pepper and just, I mean, just a pinch. Just a little, I'm talking about just a tiny little bit of salt. And that is good to go.
Awesome.
Now, let me give you a pro tip. We're on our way out. We're fixing to eat some soup. We're going to have a good time. But let me give you the pro tip of the day. When you get ready to make this, shred your own cheese. And when you shred your own cheese, put it in the freezer just for a little bit, and it makes it shred a whole lot easier. Remember that next time you shred your cheese.
Join us next week.
We thank you for joining us today, and we'll be back next week right here cooking up something good on the Master's Table.
Table.